Guys, I was speechless as I watched the final moments of this glorious show, hoping the next shot was not the last we would ever see. I felt an overwhelming amount of emotions watching, and at the very end, I felt an odd feeling of emptiness. That emptiness you feel after finishing the show and feeling like there is nothing to live for anymore. By the way, I called this shit. The internet soared in hype with this release and crashed Crunchyroll again. Whoever said this wasn't gonna crash it, we are hating. They even tried to set up the finale coming out at different hours in the world so it wouldn't crash the site. Still crashed the site. Come on now, baby. In this video, I'll be talking about the last two specials of Attack on Titan and how I personally felt about them. Go over some of the most intense moments, which were a lot in these two episodes, and how this will be labeled as one of the best shows ever. Before we review the last specials, what are your thoughts on the specials for Attack on Titan? Special 1. Like I said in my video a month ago, my plan was to watch these last specials back to back, and that's exactly what I did. I held out for a while to watch this first special, and oh my gosh, it was worth the wait. Eren walking in the outside world, thinking about the destruction he is going to bring to all the civilians he has seen as he's walking, was so eerie. He talks about it so calmly, and I think it's really messed up. He sees a boy getting beat up and thinks about saving him, but thinks to himself, who do I think I am trying to be a hero? I'm gonna slaughter the boy and the people beating him up sooner or later, so why even save him? This was such a messed up scenario only Attack on Titan can bring on to you. He ends up saving him, but cries to him saying sorry. This side of Eren we hardly see in the show. He shows that he actually feels remorse for the actions he's going to commit, and it's really sad. In the end, we see the boy dies to the rumbling. We get so many scenes of the amount of despair, fear, and just outright destruction that Eren brings to the world. We get the scene of him as a child saying freedom above the clouds, not having to worry about the outside world killing him or his people anymore. It was a beautiful shot of him being happy and him imagining himself as a kid finally being able to be free in the world, but messed up because of what he had to do to see that. The scenes with Annie and Armin were pretty cute in the midst of all the chaos happening in the world. I can totally see these two becoming something special, but I can't help but think Armin is being influenced by Bertolt to care for Annie. Either way, I thought it was some pretty cute scenes of them caring for each other. Flock coming out of nowhere and trying to stop his comrades was pretty wild. It showed the amount of determination and the tenacity he was able to build since the charge against the Beast Titan and being the sole survivor. He was a big wuss then, but the moments of his death, he fought valiantly against his old comrades for something he believed in. Hanji sacrificing herself to continue the mission was really emotional and depressing. Hanji reminded me of those funny, relieving, but also really smart characters in shows that will just never die or anything happen to them. Yeah, I was funny for thinking that she died a heroic death, getting the scouts one step closer to stopping Eren. Levi telling her to give her your heart was shocking to see, especially since Levi hardly expresses emotions like that. The squad landing on Eren's founding titan was a perfect cliffhanger for the episode, in my opinion. This was a beautiful special and let us soak in the stakes for the characters as they prepare for the final battle. If you're still in the video, thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing, liking, and commenting if you enjoyed it so far. Special 2, let's get into it. Dog, this mother freaking battle was something else. I was so drawn into my TV, not letting a single faint sound distract me from this fight. I honestly thought a lot of people were gonna die. I was fearing that so much that I had my eyes glued onto the screen. First, Ymir was on gosh darn X Games mode, dog. She wanted all the smoke using previous Titan holders to fight the squad trying to take down Eren. I thought it was really cool seeing the previous models of the Titans, but scary having the group fight these top-notch fighting Titans. The squad constantly looking out for each other during the fight was so cool to see. And some of my favorite moments was when John was saving Reiner from falling, saying the scout regiment goes down fighting only, meaning John considers Reiner still part of the scout regiment after everything that happened, and you get to see Reiner get some closure from that as he tears up when he says that. Falco coming out of nowhere flying to save everybody gave me such relief. The Titans that Ymir was using were just so overwhelming, so I'm glad Falco and Annie were brought to the fight. And the shot of Mikasa saying that she's strong, ready to fight off all the Titans ahead of her was so badass because the wings of Falco just spread at the right moment to make her look like a beast. but just wanted to point that out. Levi thinking about how the last mission Erwin gave him was never succeeded, the mission to kill the Beast Titan, and how he holds himself accountable still, and it was sad. The somber music kicks in, double guessing all the actions he has done till now, but still knowing and believing that it'll all pay off, even if some of the moments it does not feel like it will pay off at all. He respected Erwin so much and holds so much guilt in not killing the Beast Titan. Armin finds Zeke in the paths and reminds him what makes life worth it and special was so beautiful to see. We could see Zeke's gaze. He has completely given up on life and has a whole philosophy on why death would be better than living. And it kind of makes sense too. Armin expresses his view on things and how the simplest moments of life can make you finally feel like you belong or feel happy. Zeke gets reminded of his favorite pastime, which is throwing baseball with his old teacher. With this reignited light in Zeke and saying that life is worth it, they discover that the Eldians that were past Titan holders can be found in the paths, a place where death nor life exists. With this, they can get a lot of help from previous Titan holders like Ymir, Bert, and so many more people. Zeke escapes the paths that Ymir puts him in and screams to Levi, and Levi's finally able to finish his final mission from Erwin, which also in turn stops the rumbling due to Eren not having someone with royal blood to use the founding Titan, which is used for the rumbling. Mikasa enters a dreamlike state where we see Eren and her fled into hiding from the people of Parody and the outside world. They live peacefully in the cabin, resembling the cabin Mikasa used to live in with her parents. Here, in this different reality, we see Mikasa confess her love for Eren that day, causing the two to run away. We hear that because of this, Armin actually dies, with the conflict not stopping between the outside world and Parody. Armin, Levi, Mikasa, Reiner, Peak, Annie, and Falco are the last ones standing up to Eren, and this creature that Ymir came into contact with 2,000 years ago that started this entire mess. This was an intense fight between Armin and Eren and Colossal Titans, and Reiner with his crew trying to stop the creature from coming into contact with Eren. We get one of the best ODM gear shots of Levi and Mikasa with their last assault to kill Eren. Closely to this type of dreamlike state, we see Eren and Armin share their last moments together in a dreamlike state as well. They discuss everything that happened, why Eren pushed them away, Ymir in her past, how Mikasa is the reason for everything happening the way it did, Eren confessing to killing his mother, and so much more. We hear that Eren tried so many different ways to resolve the war. This was not happening, but this was the best that he could come up with. Eren killed 80% of humanity, having the scouts look like heroes and stopping them. We see that the rest of Armin and Mikasa's lives were in peace because Mikasa dies of old age, but humanity will never be able to escape the bloodshed and war against each other. Eren states that the conflict never ends. We doom ourselves because of how we are humans. In a way, this kind of sucks because Eren's goal does not bring entire peace to the world, but Eren's goal was to try and save his best friends and give them peace for the rest of their lives, and he achieved that, but by sacrificing himself and becoming the villain and committing genocide. Mikasa succeeds and brings the head to Armin, where we see them in tears and agony that they had to kill their best friend. Probably one of the most heart-shattering moments. Levi seeing the scouts again, seeing all his friends one more time, and that was really, really sad. I think my boy started crying, and we hardly see emotion expressed from Levi, so this moment was really touching at your heartstrings, especially after how many people Levi has lost in this battle for freedom. It was great to see that he gets to see all his friends one more time before the ending. We see the group that stopped Eren become international ambassadors for peace. Connie, Jean, Annie, Peak, Reiner, and Armin tried to go inside the walls years later to discuss peace. Well, actually, I don't know if it's years later, but sometime after the altercation, which is known as Battle of Heaven and Earth, which was the group trying to stop Eren and the rumbling. So the whole gang goes to the walls to discuss peace, and I believe it happens because this is the last time we see Armin and the crew, and we see Mikasa at Eren's grave under the tree that he loved to take naps in, where it all started in season 1. We see the aftermath of the walls that fell down and scars and marks of the rumbling that happened, and how much the city has actually expanded compared to how it was before. She mourns him and misses him. She says that the crew is coming to see him soon, which just made me so sad. We see Mikasa grows old and passes away, but never fails to deliver flowers to him and visit him. We see a time lapse of the city grow tremendously and the seasons of weather passing by. But in the end, war still comes, and we see the city gets bombed and abandoned after, I think there was like 100 years of peace, or a little bit more, 150 years of peace. But that's how much time I think Eren gave the world peace. A kid and dog walk to the very tree Eren's grave's in, and we get one last shot of this tree, and it ends there. Boy oh boy, I can say that I enjoyed the ending of Attack on Titan. Why? Armin and Mikasa and everyone else got to live the rest of their lives peacefully. We see Mikasa dying of old age, and not in Odiembir having to fight titans and countless of battles and wars. Armin ends up being the peace negotiator and brings peace for a while in the world. Or at least that's what I assume. How do we know this? Because the city was able to build so much before disaster happening. If chaos did ensue, the rest of the world would have attacked that city where we saw Mikasa sitting at the top of the hill at, and that didn't happen. So peace did happen for a while. Eren was just not going to be able to live after the actions he committed, and that's the sad truth. His goal was to make his friends have freedom and peace for their lives, and he managed to do it. I'm not really sure what else I could have asked for in this ending. People can say that what Eren didn't get rid of war completely. Well, yeah. First of all, how can Eren get rid of these bad emotions from human beings to stop wars from happening? He just can't. He died for nothing. In my opinion, he died to make himself the villain so his friends can live on old lives and live peacefully. For Christ's sake, even freaking Annie was able to live a long life, and she calls him a suicidal maniac for that. These critiques on the ending, I think, are just bullshit. I think this ending was perfect. I loved the ending, and it kind of leaves you with a sense of emptiness or despair, but that's just the realism of the show. It sucked because Eren passed away, but we get to see that his fulfillment and his goals were able to live on with his friends living on in peace. So I think the ending was great. Guys, if you watched this far, thank you so much for watching. We review all types of stuff on this channel, like anime, soon movies and shows, so subscribe for weekly content. Like if you enjoyed, and comment your thoughts on the AOT final chapters. Goodbye guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.